Hello everyone, it's Shauna coming to you live from her craft room in Edmond, Oklahoma. Today is Saturday, August 2nd, 2025. It is 10 o'clock in the morning. If you see the live flashing button, you've caught me live. So just say hi. If you don't see the live blinking button, then you're watching a replay and just comment replay. I'm going to make sure that I am in the right spot and that I'm turned the right way. So give me just one moment. Okay, I'm in the right spot. Let me turn on live comments and make sure that you can hear me. I don't see anybody hopping on yet. Okay, you can hear me. I'm in the right spot. I think we are good, other than the fact of I just need to scooch over. So let me do that real quick. Oh. Maybe I scooched too far over. Okay, I think we're centered, we're good. Is everybody having a fabulous Saturday? I am just now getting up and started. This is kind of my only one day to sleep in. So when I get up and do a live at 10 o'clock for you guys, you're special. I'm using my only day to sleep in to come live. That means that I have a full weekend planned and that I need to get started and get things going. Okay, so today we are going to be making this gorgeous card. It's a little fun fold. They are very simple and easy to make. But the reason why I'm bringing this to you is because I want to showcase this beautiful pack of paper. This is using the pack of paper called Beautiful Gallery. And it's one of those little 6x6 papers. I'm trying to grab it. Hold on. And so I want to look at that with you guys. But before we get started, let me just run through this. I'm going to try to be very quick because I do this on every live. Stampin' Up! Offers 3 levels of creativity. There's something for everyone. So if you don't think that you can do it, you can. We have step 1, which is our step-by-step instructions, our kits. We have them in the card and the scrapbooking. This is our paper pumpkin, which is our monthly subscription kit. It's kind of a surprise every month, kind of like Christmas. And then the brown ones are our kits that you can buy online if you go to StampinUp.com. We come out with 2 kits every month, so they are constantly changing. Speaking of kits, the subscription kit, the paper pumpkin kit, that is currently going on until August 10th. So you have, another week, is Farmhouse Florals. And this is going to be really cute. I've seen kind of some sneak peeks, like a typewriter with flowers coming out of it. I love the font. There's an extra free stamp set in this, so you're going to get 2 stamp sets. So if you're interested, subscribe. The next one, for the subscription period of August 11th through September 10th, coordinates with this Autumn Sweet collection. This is in our new mini catalog. And let me tell you, I just got to look at that catalog this last Wednesday. There are some cute things in it, guys. I'm excited. You guys will be able to order from it in September. So it's coming. If you want to be able to look at it before anybody else or pre-order from it, we can start ordering from it, I believe, this Tuesday, August 5th or August 6th. It'll be sometime this coming week. We can turn in our orders and get the product early. And if you want to be part of that elite group, let me know. I can help you sign up to be a demonstrator. So lots of little extra perks, plus you get a discount on your product, which is the whole reason why I did it to begin with. And there also is a add-on die set that you can do with these. It goes with these 3 paper pumpkin, including one that we got last month. It's called the Circle of Seasons die, and it's got a great circle with a stitch on it. It's got a die that you can use as a strawberry or an acorn. It's got this great hello, a little leaf, a little strawberry flower. So lots of cute stuff in those paper pumpkins. I really love our paper pumpkins. Hey Mom, how are you? Of course, we have our current annual catalog. So don't forget about this. There's lots of great product in it. But really, if you go to Stampin'Up.com, you can see everything. You can see the discounted products, which are the last chance products. You can see the online exclusives, which are only available online. And I've been loving the online exclusive products. I've been using them like no other. So if you ever have any questions, have any problems finding something, let me know. Reach out to me. That's why I'm here. I am going to flip this over and show you guys. We're going to go back to 4th grade. No, I don't know what grade they taught the measurements in, but you might need them for today's card. Not that today's card is hard. It's just we're going back to those 16 inches. So when you're looking at a roller or a trimmer, the 0 through 1 inch, or the 1 through 2, or this is between every inch. The little bitty ones are 16ths. And if you count them, there are 16 of them. All the little lines count 16. The next to biggest size is the 1/8. So if you count all of those, this size and bigger, there's 8 of them. The next bigger size are the 4ths. So if you count 4 of them in an inch. So we're going to be using these little 16ths. So just know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. There's 16 of them in there, and that's why they're 16ths. So kind of know your measurements. The 16ths, the 8ths, the 4ths, the halves. Of course, I think I left off the half. There's only 1 half in a thing. And I'm going to lay this to the side just in case anybody, we'll see how long it stays on my computer screen. You know how I am. In fact, I can already tell you I'm not going to have enough room for it. So I'm going to put that off to the side. It probably won't stay there very long. Let's pull out this designer series paper. Okay, so this is one of our little 6x6 pads. I love these pads. Some of these pads have 6 designs, and there's 48 pieces always. So if you have 6 designs, then you have 8 of each design. If you've got 4 designs, then you have 6 of each design. So depending on how many designs there are in this paper pack is going to determine how many pieces of each. So there are 12 designs in this pack of paper. So there's only 4 of each, but the paper is gorgeous, and I'm gonna show this paper off to you. So here is the front, and again you get 4 pieces of each. There's the back, kind of a little wallpaper. There's the front and the back. Here's the front and the back, the front and the back. Here is the front and the back. If any of you guys have stuck around for long and know me, there's the front and the back. You know I'm a sucker for scenery. I love the front and the back. The front and the back. This would be a cool little map card, like a location, miss you card. A front and a back. This is different, but I love it. Front and a back, and then a front and a back. And I think when you see what I'm going to do with this, you're going to love it too. Because when you have paper like this that you can basically just put in a frame and put on the wall, you just let the paper do the talking. There's not much that you have to do with it. And if you guys remember, we've had some of these in the past. Does anybody remember this, the Splendid Autumn paper? Go back, watch some of my videos. Here was a card, a fun fold card that I did. Some dimension there. I popped up that tree. That was a Father's Day or a birthday card. I did some manly cards with that. And then this is the same paper pack, the Splendid Autumn. I did some Mother's Day cards. Again, another fun fold. A little step card. And then the Thoughtful Journey paper. Does anybody remember this pack of paper? This was a big pack of paper. And both of these 6x6 paper packs are still available if you go online and shop. We made this little fun fold card. We made this fun fold card. And this one. I agree, Mom, very pretty paper. I love the paper. And that's the great thing about Stampin' Up, because not only do they have great paper, but they've got the inks and the markers and the ribbon and the embellishments that go with it. Everything matches. And you know how I am. I'm matchy-matchy. So again, Splendid Autumn and Thoughtful Journey, both of these paper packs are still available, and great packs of paper. We are coming upon fall, so even though we do have some cute fall stuff in our mini catalog. Okay, so again, let me pull this one in, because this is we're going to be making some of these. I'm going to give you a little tip and trick for this. If you ever have paper and you're wanting to get the size of this DSP that I need is a 4 1/8 by 5 1/8. This is just a little piece of transparency paper or acetate paper, window cling. It's called many different things. When you get a stamp set from Stampin' Up, you get your stamps, the photopolymer ones, on a piece of this that you can use. And I've just cut out what I need for my card front. And then you can take it and you can use it as a template. So if I wanted to make sure I was getting exactly what I wanted in my photo for my card, I would just go through here and then line this up and use it as a template, so that I know exactly what I'm cutting and that I'm going to get what I need, and I'm not messing up a piece of pretty paper. Especially like something like this, like, what do I want on my card? I probably would want something like this, because I don't really want the stem part, and I don't have to have the top of the roses. And maybe I'd even scoot it over a little bit. But anyway, just a cute little easy tip and trick when you're doing cards like this. And it makes it very easy to mass produce. So the first card I'm going to use, and this was also a piece of paper in this pack. I've used this piece of paper on a couple of different cards, so I only have one piece left, because there's only 4 of each design. So I'm going to start with this one, and we'll probably make several of these cards. Let me grab, give me just a second. Okay. This is a piece of our basic beige. It's a great neutral color. They just came out with it last year, and I love it. I'm going to score my card at 4 1/4, not cut, score. Am I awake this morning? Let's see if I can follow my own instructions. And then I'm going to cut it in half at 5 1/2. And again, you're going to get 2 cards from every 8 1/2 by 11 piece of paper. Okay, so before I fold this over and burnish it, I'm going to cut these little, so to do this flap, I'm going to cut off this piece and this piece. And those pieces are 1 inch wide. So I'm going to come over here to my 1 inch. And the great thing about a Stampin' Up! Trimmer is you've got measurements going this way and this way. So on your your cutting blade, there's a little notch there. I'm pretty sure you can see it. Hold on, let me hold it up. Can you see the little markings on that? So this little notch right here, I'm going to put on my score line. So again, I'm going to make sure, since I've moved my trimmer around, that I'm on the 1 inch and that I'm right here. I'm going to push it down and I'm going to cut down. And then I'm going to turn my trimmer around just because it's easier for me to see. I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to go 1 inch on this side. And then I'm going to bring my trimmer down, my cutter down, and I'm going to match it up with that score line that I have right there. And I'm just going to pull it down. So that leaves me with something like this. And you could use your trimmer or you could use a pair of scissors. I get a better cut on my trimmer. So I'm going to go ahead and use my trimmer. And I am going to cut right above my score line. So not on my score line. If you cut on your score line, you get this. I'll show you here in a second. I'll do one above the score line. And then I'm going to do one on the score line, and I'll show you what I mean. When you cut on the score line, you get a little bit of a piece that you're going to have to cut off with your scissors usually. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I did it okay this time. Let me fold this over. Let me burnish this. Usually when you cut on your score line, you get a little, and I did on this one right here. So don't cut above the score line. Try to cut on the score line. But there's this little piece. I'm going to have to take off my glasses. Give me just a second. I'm getting to that age, guys, where my eyes are bad. I'll probably have to get my head in the camera, but I'm going to cut off this little piece right here so that I don't have anything sticking up when this folds over. And that, again, that's just me being nitpicky. I do sell my cards, so I want to make sure they are nice and precise. Okay, so we have this piece of paper. And then now we're going to bring in, because we've got our card base ready to go, we're going to bring in this piece right here. And again, I want to make sure I know exactly what I'm getting. And I think I'm okay on this side, so I don't need to cut anything on this side. But I do need to be mindful of this side right here and this side. So let me bring back in my trimmer, because I do want a little bit of the pot showing. So and you don't have to get it exact, but just kind of know where you're cutting. So, and again, this DSP piece that we want is 4 1/8 by 5 1/8. So if we know that this is going to be 5 1/8 long, we can go ahead, since I know I want to use this edge, we can do 5 1/8. Remember our measurements. So the 1/8 is going to be this mark right here. So this mark, 5 1/8. Am I even on the camera? And then we want 4 1/8. So again, that 8 is that, not the smallest one next to the 4, but the second one over. It's a little bit bigger. So now that we know we've got our 4 1/8 by 5 1/8, and we got it right where we wanted it, now we can go in and we can cut a piece off of each side. And so those pieces are going to be 7/8. So almost an inch. Here's our inch, 7/8. So it's not the little one right underneath the one, it's this one right here. It's the second one over. The hardest part, and again, I'm going to rotate this and do the same thing on the other side. I'm just going to cut a 7/8 of an inch. The hardest part about this is the paper cutting, because it goes together so fast, because it's all about the paper. So again, you just want to put your puzzle back together. So we're going to bring in our adhesive of our choice. Use whatever adhesive you want. If you like the liquid glue, you can use the Mono Green Cap Tombow glue. A lot of people like that because you have a little bit of wiggle room, whereas this, you don't really have much wiggle room. I'm just going to put this on here and get an equal size border all the way around. And I didn't do that. Let me try to get this piece of paper up without tearing my cardstock. I've tore it a little bit. Let's see if I can fix that and make it not look so horrible. Hopefully I can. This may just be a video card. No, I can fix that. I can glue that down. That's not a problem. Okay. And then we'll take this one and put it on the other side. And that will go to show you guys why sometimes the liquid glue is a better glue. You get a little bit more wiggle room instead of just putting it down. Sometimes when you use this ATG or, and I missed a little, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my liquid glue. I don't love this liquid glue, but sometimes you just have to. I don't like it because I always use too much and then it squirts out on the side and then I've got glue all over my fingers. Yes, you were fine. Thanks, Mom. I'm going to put my little thing back in the cap so it doesn't dry up on me. And then I'm going to put my adhesive on this. And again, we've just really cut enough to make a 1/16 of a border all the way around. So there's not much card base sticking out. So when you're laying it down, just remember that. Try to get everything evened. See, and there, look. Be cute. And all we need to put is a saying. So all you really need are some good saying stamps. Now, some of the stamps that we have right now, the right words, I really love this. I know a good thing when I see, and I see a lot of good things in you. I really don't like that you're leaving, but I hope you love where you're going. You know, I miss you already. You could put that on there. Forever loved, forever remembered. I think that's a great sympathy card, you know, if somebody loses somebody. Hoping the loss you feel right now will be eased by wonderful memories. Happy birthday. Thanks so much for thinking of me. To someone worth celebrating every single day. I love that one. But just know how much I love and care about you. I wish I had the right words for a time like this. Sending good vibes. So this is a great stamp set. We still have the Unbounded Love. This came out last year, and I used this a ton. You probably got sick of it. My heart goes out to you. Happy birthday. I have a blessed day with sympathy. Feel better soon. Best of luck. I mean, you make the world a better place. You're a true blessing. I think this one has retired, but it was one of my favorites. And I did go ahead and pull it out and do the hope you're feeling better soon sentiment, because I needed some get well cards for my craft shows coming up. We have a craft show scheduled for November 9th, and it's at Church of the Servant, which is off of MacArthur. It's off of MacArthur, I believe. Give me just a second. Let me double check. Yeah, MacArthur, in between Memorial and 33rd. So they've been having that craft show for 30 years. It's a great craft show. It's been around forever. But you're in my heart and prayers. Hope your day is a happy one. That'd be great for happy birthday. Be grateful for what you have. Be proud of who you are. Knowing you brings joy to my heart. So thankful for you. So very proud of you. Another happy birthday. And then again, don't forget about the Charming Day that we just used last week. I love the font. Happy birthday. Thanks for being you. I can't wait to see you again soon. You made my day. So anything with some great sentiments you could use on these cards. Now, I'm just going to do one sentiment. And like I said, I need some get well cards. So I'm still going to pull out this Hope You Feel Better Soon. And again, I think this is retired. I'm going to put this on a block. Let me line this up on my grid paper. Usually I already have my stamps mounted. Let me see if I can get a piece of scratch paper. And again, I'm going to reach for the basic beige. And what I used was the Stylish Shapes and Dies. This has some squares, some circles, some little banners. And I used actually an old retired color. It's called Pebbled Path. This is kind of a dark gray. And I just really liked the color combo with this basic beige paper. I thought they looked really, really good. So just gonna stamp. And like I said, I'm gonna make several of these cards. I'm not going to put the sentiment on each one. I'm just going to show you what I did for this first card. And then I'm just going to show you some color combos. This is great for mass producing. And that comes in handy for me. So hopefully I've left myself enough room here. I have. And I needed this one for the width because the smaller one was not wide enough. I'll show you what I mean. I think I saved it. Maybe I didn't. So the smaller one, it got the very edge of the Soon and the very edge of the Hope. I couldn't quite fit it in there, and I didn't like the looks of this. So I reached for the bigger banner, but I didn't need all this extra room. So I'm going to show you. You can make it smaller. All you have to do, and here I'll just pull this out, so, and you'll feel it click. When you have it in the right place, you'll feel it catch. That looks pretty good to me. Let me move it one more over probably. But it kind of clicks in there and you can't really move it. Let's see. I kind of moved it when I put it down there on the thing. There we go. Okay. But see how that made it smaller? You don't have to do it as long. You can get more use out of your dies that way. And when you're putting this on, make sure that you're only putting adhesive, and I just grabbed the wrong one. I grabbed the one that I don't like on this one side. So put some adhesive there, and then I'm just going to come over. I'm going to scoot that over just a little bit more. Push it down, and there's your card. Of course, you would want to put in, you know, a little white piece or beige piece to write on when they flip it up. But, okay. So I still have this piece, right? This was the leftover piece, because you can make 2 cards out of each 8.5 by 11 piece. So let's go back in here. Let's use this second piece. And again, hopefully you can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to try to cut on the score line and not above it. And actually, before I do that, let's do the down pieces because I really need those marks. So I'm going to take this over again, come up to the score line and go down. I'm just cutting 1 inch. Flip my trimmer around. Come over 1 inch. Take my cutter, line it up on that score line, come down. I think you'll be able to see what I'm doing on the camera. Okay, so I'm going to put this score line as even as I can. I'm hitting my markers up there. Okay. Line it up on that inch line, come down, and that pretty much, I mean, it just comes right off. There's just a little piece up there that hangs on, and you can cut that off with your scissors if you want. Take that up to the 1 inch. Pull that off. Fold it over, take your bone folder, burnish that down. See if you have any little weird pieces, and I do right here. So again, me being persnickety. And then this part right here. And again, I'm gonna have to take my glasses off. I didn't get it quite on that score. I'm gonna pull this up. Maybe you can see it. This is how persnickety I'm being. See that score line, and see there's a little bit hanging above it? That's what I'm coming in here and cutting off. Really, I've got a little piece over here. See, it's so hard to get it right up there on that score line. And maybe it's because my eyes aren't good. There we go. Now, that lays flatter and you don't have this weird piece on each side. And I'm going to bring in this piece. Again, I thought this went really well with the basic beige. And so I'm going to pull out my little template wherever that went to. There it is right here. And I'm going to put this on here, and I want to make sure, I probably want to get, I want to make sure that you can see land and then the water, the little sailboat, this little house. Okay. I'm going to go here. And again, you don't have to be perfect, but this gives you a really good idea. And that way you don't cut your piece of paper and then you're like, oh man, I wanted that little part right there on it. Okay, so again, 5 1/8. So I've cut that one side. Now I know that whatever from that one side, 5 1/8, will give me the correct measurement over here. And then pull this back in because I don't want it to go all the way down. Trying to see if I want any of this dirt down here, and I don't think I do. So I think I'm gonna go right here. And then I know 4 1/8. So there's our piece. It should measure perfectly. And then we just need to go in there and cut 7/8 off of each side so we can get our side pieces. I'm going to rotate that, do 7/8 on this side. Make sure we put the right sides on the right sides. But you can see what I mean. If you go in there and you cut a lot of your card bases all at once, then these cards go together really fast. And they're cute cards. Again, there's not a lot to them, but there doesn't have to be. Especially when you're sending a sympathy card or a get well soon card. I mean, yes, you want to send beautiful cards, but I don't know if you would want to send a card with a lot of embellishments or ribbons, or because it's, I hate to say it, but kind of a down moment. You don't want them to be too cheerful. I know that sounds horrible, but I don't know if you just lost your husband and someone sent you a really cheerful card. I don't know if that would set very well with me. So again, be mindful of, now birthday cards, yes, go all out. I turn it this way so that I can see a little bit better. And I'm really being mindful of making sure that these bottom pieces line up so that the picture looks pretty continuous. Hopefully that made sense. But isn't that a gorgeous card? I mean, you really let the paper just speak for itself. Okay, so now let's use this one right here. And I'm going to use some Mossy Meadow for it. And again, we're going to come in here and we're going to do a score line at 4 1/4. We're going to turn it. We're going to cut this piece of paper in half at 5 1/2. And then we're going to take this down to the 1 inch mark. I'm going to take my cutting blade and put it at the score mark, come down, rotate my trimmer, rotate my piece of paper. And again, I just do this because it's easier for me to see. Sometimes when I have these lights on and I'm videoing for you guys, the way the light shines and hits things and reflects off of things, it kind of plays tricks with your eyes. I'm going to try to get this right on the score line. Let's see if I can do a better job this time so that I don't have to take my scissors. That one I went a little bit above, so I'm going to have to fold that over, find my bone folder that is now buried. Get this piece of paper out of my way. I don't know, I may have, nope, I do have a little piece to cut off. It's actually not too bad. Okay. I think I'm good. Bring this in here, and again, we kind of talked about this piece. I probably don't want this black line in here because that's going to look a little funny. So I probably want to pull that. Actually, let's just go ahead. It looks like I want to cut right below that. So there's the top piece. So now I know this is 4 1/8. So 4 1/8. Know those measurements. And then I think we want to do like that. So let's go. And I just ran just a Sharpie, a black marker around the edges so that I could see this a little bit better when I put it up on the paper. Hopefully that makes sense. With it being clear, I couldn't really see the edge. So this is 5 1/8. And then we're just going to come in here and we're going to do 7/8 off of each side. There's one. There's two. Keep your puzzle pieces together. But you can see how fast that these really do come together. And really your base cardstock, your bottom piece, is really going to be important because it's going to pull out and set the mood, the tone for whatever piece of designer series paper, pattern paper that you're using. So, I really love this Mossy Meadow green on here. I don't have this even. Come on. There we go. And I'll come back through here and put all my sentiments on. They're all gonna be the get well soon, the feel better soon, because I needed a whole bunch of those. And I really like that saying with these flowers. I kind of feel like you're almost sending somebody, you know, some flowers from a florist. See how pretty? That green just makes it pop. Again, I'm going to pull back in that leftover piece of paper of Mossy Meadow. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to come over here, do an inch. I really have to, again, the lighting, I have to stand up over these so that I can see that score line. Whereas if I didn't have all my lights on, I probably could see that score line just fine. Oh, nope, I need that one down there. This one right here. Got my trimmer down here, so I might as well go ahead, do this one down here. Flip it around again. Come down here, do this one. I'm probably not even in the camera, guys. Sorry. You're probably like, I can't see anything that you're doing. When you get down here to the very little pieces at the edge of your trimmers, it's kind of hard. Those are just going to pop off. Just going to fold that over. Take your bone folder, burnish it down, and then I'm going to use this piece of paper for this one. I'm thinking about, once you kind of get on a roll, every card probably takes just a matter of minutes. I can do a card per 10 minutes. I want some clouds in here. I want some, I don't know what that is. It kind of looks like a wheat field to me. I could be wrong. Just because of the coloring, I think. But I think I'm going to go right here. And then, of course, that gives me my measurement for this side. So 5 1/8. And then I'm going to come back in here. And I'm just wanting to make sure that the green area is pretty much in the middle. So I'm going to use my template, put it down there, get it out of the way. And now I've got my 4 1/8. And again, we just want to make sure. Yep. So now we can do our 7/8 on each side. And another tip trick for you, if you put your side pieces on before your middle piece, that lets you, it's a little bit easier to see, and it lets you line things up a little bit easier. This one I did fairly good on cutting. I don't have any extra to go in with the little scissors and cut off, so. But it's always nice to get a very easy, beautiful pack of paper and just let the paper do the talking. Just showcase the paper. Find a little fun, fast, easy fun fold and just go with it. See, because you can see lining this piece up, how much green you have on either side. It's a little bit easier to, or what could be even easier is this right here. Just pull it out and then you know you're getting, the only problem is, and it's not too hard with this because I've just left a small little 1/16 inch of a border around, but you do want to make sure that the bottom of that is lining up with the other pieces. So if you left a bigger border, like 1/8 of an inch all the way around instead of a 1/16, that might be a little bit more difficult. Okay, 2 more cards to make. Let's see if I can do that. I've got 9 minutes. I may be a few minutes over, but that's okay. So again, this is a piece of early espresso, and we're gonna not cut. Almost made an oopsie. We're going to score it 4 1/4, half of it. Cut at half, which is 5 1/2. Get our 2 pieces. And then we're going to come down here. And again, we're going to cut from the score line down at 1 inch. This one's a little bit harder to see my score line because it's darker paper. Rotate it. Rotate my paper. Bring my cutting blade down here to my score line. Trying to line up that score line. And then this is at the 1 inch mark. So again, that little mark on your trimmer, match it up with a 1 inch. Bring it down. And I might actually do both of these pieces of brown at the same time. That would be smart. Bring that down again to the 1 inch. So let me just go ahead. Let me pull over this other early espresso piece. An inch. You really can get into a rhythm and have a ton of these done before you know it. Hopefully I'm in the camera, you guys can see what I'm doing. I don't know if you can. Pull those off, and then if you need to, you can come in here and cut that little piece of paper fiber. got this little, doesn't want to come off. There we go. Goodness gracious. That was being a little pill. This one's got one too. And I probably should come in and just take that off with the trimmer. There we go. Do I kill you guys being so persnickety? Do you guys go, move on, Shauna, I can't even see what you're talking about. Okay, and then for these two pieces, I'm going to use these two, just because they both had a lot of brown in them. So let's move those out of our way. Find our little template. I have my trimmer upside down. Okay, so we know 5 and 1/8. Where's my 5 and 1/8? And then I think I want more of the green showing than the clouds. So let's just go that much off the bottom. And then we know 4 and 1/8. Only have 3 minutes left. There's 7/8. There is 7/8. Okay, so let's make sure we keep that one. And then where's my other piece of paper? It's right there. Okay. And this one is going to have more of the clouds because this is a little bit closer to the tops. And I want that path. So looks like just on the edge of this little barn. And now I've got my 5 and 1/8 measurement. Is that right? 5 and 1/8. And then we can go, so I want all of the blue. Yeah, let's use all of the blue. So let's just go 4 and 1/8. And we can cut a lot of that off. Now we're going to do again our 7/8. And our 7/8. One minute. I don't think I'm going to make it. Get this evened. Thanks to all of you guys who signed up for my card and scrapbooking class to go kits. I will be working in the office this weekend, putting those together for all of you with as much material. I do have to put in an order, which I just needed a few more things. I almost had enough to make all of them, but I was going to be putting in an order anyway, because don't forget the In Color sale. Did you guys see that? I posted that on my blog a couple days ago. I want to say it starts August 5th or August 6th. I think it's the 5th. And it goes through the 31st. And all the In Color stuff is 15% off. So if you haven't gotten the In Color ribbons or inks or ink refillers or blenders, all of that stuff is going to be on sale. So don't miss out. Okay, my last one, guys. And August 16th is the church crop. Again, if anybody wants to come, I'm not teaching at the crop. I don't sell anything at the crop. It's just a come, bring your snacks, bring the stuff that you want to work on if you're behind on anything, and sit, talk, fellowship. It's at Crossings Community Church over there off of Portland or Hefner Parkway, in between Memorial and 33rd. But the more the merrier. There's plenty of tables, plenty of space. It's come and go as you want from 8 to 4. If you want more information on it, just holler at me. It's a big church, so you might want to know where the parking lot is and where to go in the building, or, you know, let me know to meet you. All right, guys, we have just made 6 cards in probably really 45 minutes. Let me pull these all back. So here are the ones for the early espresso. Here are the ones with the mossy meadow. Here are the ones with the basic beige. And again, the papers in this, let me just go back through these just briefly. There's the front, the back, front, back, front, back. Now I love this for a sky. I'm not sure I would make a card using that. Front, back, front, back. That would be a pretty one to color in with your blends or your coloring pencils. So front, a back. That's a very pretty manly forest card. Front, back. I really like this one. You could put a sentiment right here in the middle to kind of pull in both sides. There's the front, the back. However, that map is kind of cool. I really like this one for a masculine card. I would probably put that on a very dark piece, maybe even a black for a card base. There's the front, the back, the front, the back. I love this one. That's going to make a great Feel Better Soon. And again, a front and a back. So a great pack of paper, very easy to find a fun fold that you love and mass produce a whole bunch of cards. Way to go, beautiful. Thanks, Mom. Thanks for stopping by, chatting with me. All right, that wraps it up for this week's Facebook Live, and I will see you guys next weekend. I'll be here next weekend. There's nothing going on. It'll probably be another working weekend. So if you guys need anything, reach out to me. I'll be here. Send me a Facebook message. I'll be pretty much on my computer most of the day. All right. You guys have a great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you back here probably next Saturday, but I'll double check on that. It could be Sunday, just depending on what pops up for next weekend's chores and to-do lists. So talk to you guys soon. Bye-bye.